Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. Wanted to welcome you to yet another Monday Live. Our favorite time of the week. Why? Because I say it every week. Because we get to share, and sharing is caring, right? Today, we're going to be going over and we're going to be profiling Missy Lewie. So, Missy, I wanted to just welcome you. Number one, tell everybody your city and state, and we can get going kind of on your success story. So, where are you from, Missy?
Columbus, Ohio.
Right on.
Go Bucks.
And yeah, go Bucks. And how long have you been in that market? You're on the residential side originally, correct?
Yeah, I've done residential for 8 years and been a very good, thriving market. No problems with the residential side.
Love it. Okay. And then what was it that kind of made you want to take a look towards the commercial side of things?
A person that I was helping with selling their home ended up passing away. And his business needed to be sold. And I got a little bit of a taste of the commercial side and absolutely loved it. It was my first biggest check, 26 grand. And I got both sides of the deal. And it was just it was so different. And it wasn't about the money. It was just about the fact that I really enjoyed doing the commercial side. And I was like, this is cool. And the money was good too. So then I ended up doing that. And then I was like, I really want to do that. And that was in 2022. In the beginning of 2023, I thought, I want to do commercial.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So that brings us to the beginning of this year. So for a little bit of background, Missy, when did you and I first speak about you coming into the program?
January of 2023.
Okay.
And it might have been February. I might have gone through the month of January, but I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, how to do it. I was trying to do it on my own. And then I started scrolling through Facebook, and I think it might have been either the end of January or very beginning of February.
Got it. Okay. And then when we spoke, I remember the timing wasn't quite right for you, but I said to you, I said, I think you had a couple deals. You're in the middle of closing, a bunch of stuff going on. But if I remember correctly, I said to you, come every week. Come to our Monday trainings, learn a little bit, implement what you can, and then come back when the time is right for you. So when was that you came back?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I continued to attend your Monday night trainings almost religiously because I didn't know what I was doing. I always felt like I could do it, but I just had no knowledge. I didn't have any, like when I did the residential side, I had a broker and a mentor that just kind of like took me by the hand and showed me everything.
Sure.
And was very successful with that. I had nothing. I had people that I could ask, but they weren't really helping me. It wasn't really going anywhere, and I was really struggling. And then I came back to you. I continued to attend those Monday nights. And then I finally, in August, I just said, I've got to do this. This is what I got to do. And I checked my husband, and he said, go for it.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Now, sitting where you are, right? 3 listings deep, and I think you said that probably by this time next week you'll be 5. You got another 2 that are right on the fence about ready to sign.
Yep.
What is the one thing, if you could do over, you would have done perhaps?
I would have signed up in January or early February. I would have signed up. I would have pulled the trigger. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't have worked timing wise, but in hindsight, I totally would have done it. I totally would have just taken the plunge. I look back now and I think, gosh, what I could have accomplished the entire year of 2023 if I would have just jumped in at that time. And I didn't.
Let's talk about that, right? What is it by, okay, so if you signed up just recently, end of summer, if you had a 8 or 9 month head start on that, how many listings do you think you'd have by now, knowing what you know?
Well, if you go based on 3 in 4 weeks, 3 times 9, I could be at 27 listings.
Okay, guys, type of 27 in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Guys, type of 27 in the chat if you wouldn't mind 9 months from now to be 27 listings deep, because that is what we're talking about, folks. What we're talking about is unlocking the ability to pick up the phone, know what to say, know how to say it, and then know what each next step is between picking up the phone, getting someone on the phone, booking the meeting, knowing exactly what to say in the meeting, and then once you take the listing, learning how to close commercial listings. Love it. Okay. Oh, here we go. Katya's in there at 27. Katya is one of our students, and she just got her first listing appointment today. So shout out to Katya. Love it, love it, love it. We love seeing everybody coming in and learning and learning. Okay, so now let's talk, right? So you came in August, and you got up and rocking and rolling. What was your biggest takeaway in terms of the process, and in terms of what you learned in the process?
So, I mean, I think that I'm a self-starter in some respects. I have no problem. I love making cold calls. I know that's probably different from everybody else in this world, but I absolutely love it. I love talking with people. And so that doesn't affect me. I'm not worried about it. I'm not rejected by it. I figure I'm doing you a service and you don't even realize it. So I'm still going to do my service.
Sure.
So it's not an issue there. But I didn't know what to say. But if I can just take real quick, you said, what is my greatest take back or whatever? It's all of the tools that are available. It's the mentorship and knowing what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. It makes a total difference. And the last one that I just did, the last listing that I picked up, was so amazing because I literally followed the listing conversation to the T. And you had been training us and going over that with us over the last 2 weeks, probably. And I thought I knew it. And on my first one, I didn't know it, but I don't know how I got the listing, but I did. And then on the second listing, I kind of had it a little bit and I felt a little bit better about it. The third one, I walked in there, I did it to the T. And it was so perfect, so simple. And it's like the tools are the key to this entire program. And Christian, but the tools. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. We try to give you all the resources you need for success. The question is, like, are you going to pick up the tools and use them, right? And Missy, you've been doing the work. You've been very, very consistent. Along those lines, like, how long each day does it take for you to do your dials to set up? You know, you're setting up 2-3 listing appointments a week. How many hours a day are you dialing?
About an hour and a half at the most, and that's a generous hour and a half. It's probably more like 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
It just depends on the conversation.
Okay, guys, type 45 in the chat if you'd like to type, or if you'd like to work between 45 to 90 minutes a day, and start picking up within your first day of dialing. Her first listing was 2 weeks in, and then she picked up another 3, and it's about to be 5 by probably this time next week. We'll have a reunion. I'll let you guys know next week. Yeah, there we go. Carlos is with me. Katya's with me. Yep. And now, Missy, along your search, what was your kind of like your biggest aha moment? You know, like where where the stuff started to click for you.
Honestly, it's so easy when there's a confidence level that I have with residential. I'm there, but I didn't have it with the commercial side at all. I didn't understand triple net lease. I didn't understand, someone looking at a property in the building and the business and all this. I mean, it didn't click. It didn't click at all. Now it clicks. Now I get it. But there's just a level of confidence that when you walk in, when you know that you know what you know, that you know that you know that you know what it is that you need to know, it works. And it's not hard. It's so not hard. And I mean, I saw this as literally, I used to say, switching from residential to commercial is this big elephant in the room, or this big, I got to take a bite of this elephant, but you can't. You just cannot take a bite. And it felt like there was nobody out there that helped. I mean, I am always on trying to look and trying to get as much information as I could, but I could not find somebody to help me.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Well, that's why we hear that a lot from students. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, no, just you guys." In fact, type a 1 in the chat if this ever happened to you. You talk to an older commercial agent, they're like, "Oh, just send me a referral. Oh, just send it over to me, and I'll give you a little piece of the deal." But if you ask them questions, they don't want to help. Guys, that's why we're here, is to help people. Carlos is with us. Okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about, folks. Because at the end of the day, a lot of agents and brokers view a new agent coming up, right, as competition, and one deal in their pocket is one deal out of their pocket, right? So what it winds up happening is it winds up, there's like this feeling of like competition. And guys, I don't believe in competition. There's a reason why, when I was actively brokering, why I would sell this program to other agents in my market. Why? Because there's only one of me. There's only one of you. You are your own personal brand, So going back to Missy, right? She is her own personal brand, and she's able to show up with people, inspire, them liking, knowing, and trusting her, and able to convert people into listings, right? So along those lines, what are your, to someone that was on the fence, let's say, what would your words of advice be to somebody that's like, I would like to do it, that was in a position like you were 9 months ago? What would you say to them if they were like, kind of like, where you were when we first spoke?
When I first was a part of this in February, all I ever think about is like people that try and scam you and things like that. That was a little bit in the back of my mind at the time because I was concerned. I'm like, this is a lot to make this jump. And listen, if you're on this call and you're listening, you have no excuse. If you want to do commercial, this is the avenue to go. It is the right avenue. It's not a scam. I can text him at any point and get a response during the day. And he's there for me. He mentors me. When I had a question about a listing that had nothing to do with his program, he answered my information and gave me as much information, made a phone call and sat down and talked with me. You're getting all of the tools. You're getting all of the training on the back office. You're getting everything that you need. There is no reason to not do this. You will make all of the money back that you pay for this program. You'll make it all back in one of your first or second listings, depending on the price point. You'll make it all back. And if you do what Christian says, which is what I did not do, but if you do what Christian says day one, not day 14 or 21 like I did, if you do it day one, you will be successful in 7 to 15 days. It's that simple, and it's not hard. It's so easy. You have no excuse, in my opinion, because there is something out there that will help you, and it's a simple yes. It's a simple yes.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. And it's important that the success that you have, right? You can see why it happened, because when you can understand why, because we have a 9-step process, and one step leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next. So it's logical and it's repeatable over and over again, right? So if you could kind of give yourself some advice from 9 months ago, like what would that be? In terms of what would that advice be?
I didn't jump right away. I wish I had, but I didn't jump right away because I had other issues going on financially with children, daughters getting married and things like that. So, and
Sure.
those are expenses. Those are big.
Yep.
But you know what? I wish that I would have figured out a way to even literally find a credit card to just put it on, because it would have been so much different had I done that back in January.
Mm-hmm.
What I would tell myself today is stop with the shuffling of papers. Stop with the picking up the phone and calling all your friends that do commercial that don't want to talk to you because they don't want you to do commercial. Stop with all of the, I'm going to get started in this and you're not doing anything. I would have told myself something like that and said, it's time to go. It's time to do it.
Yep. Because that's very, very common. Busy is not necessarily effective, right? You can do a whole lot of the wrong things over and over again and not get anywhere. So it isn't until, like we've talked about this in class, like you have 3 key elements. You got to speak to the right person with the right message at the right time. You can talk to the wrong person all day long and it's not going to get you anywhere. But when you started talking to the right person at the right message with at the right time, it's obvious. It's like a light switch went on with you, Missy. Yeah. Am I wrong in saying that? Yeah.
No, you're 100% right.
Love it. Love it. So let me ask you this, like what are your goals for next year? What are you looking forward to most?
I'm looking forward. My goal right now is to pick up at least, you ready for this? At least 5 more commercial properties in the month of December. So that doesn't include the 2 that I kind of feel like I already have.
Right.
So I'm looking to get 5 more in the month of December. And then my goal is to just hit, how many can I make? How many can I do? Right now, the problem that I'm finding is I'm driving way too much. I mean, that's not a negative, but it is, because it's like, wow, I'm hitting 45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes to go and look at properties and to take care of these people, which is great. I'd still be thankful to do it, but what can I do next year? 2024.
Love it. Love it.
You know,
and along those lines of driving too much, I'll share with you in class. There's like 3 or 4 shortcuts that you can do so that you only have to make that drive once. I always tell people, and guys, in fact, those of you in the chat, right, raise your hand or type a 1 in the chat if you would drive an hour. If you drive 60 minutes to pick up like a $30,000 or $40,000 check, type a 1 in the chat if that's you would do that. Okay, let's see if I'm talking to the right crowd here. Okay, Katya's with us. Yep. Brad. Yep. Carlos. Okay, all right. I'm talking to the right crowd. That's what we're talking about, folks. But there are things that we can do, especially with income producing properties, where you don't have to go there more than once. If you go once, that's great. And then just our follow up. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. But folks, if you're willing to pick up the phone and you're willing to dial, you are absolutely able to replicate what Missy has done, right, in your market. And I guess we're going to be hopping off in just a second. Missy, can you do you have any like last parting words of advice or motivation for anybody?
The motivation that I feel is like the most important is that you want to do it. You're getting on a call on a Monday evening. I don't know if anybody else has anything else better to do on a Monday night, but you're getting on a call at Monday night at 5:30 in the evening, or whatever time it is where you are. But your purpose in life is to do this commercial, or you wouldn't be on this call. You want to do it. You have a desire to do it, but yet you haven't moved forward. You're still paddling. You're just paddling. You're treading the water. And it's time to move forward. And it's time to go to that next step. And if you do it and you put your heart into it and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And you have that attitude and that mentality. Because listen, there's been days that I have literally gotten on a call on a Tuesday night training or a Thursday night bonus call. I've been getting on these calls, and there have been times that I've been frustrated. I've been tired. I've got lack of energy, and then I get on these calls, and by the end of the call, I'm fired up and I'm ready for the next day's calls. I'm ready to be successful. So it's your choice. You can continue to tread water, or you can move forward and start doing and what I call living the dream. It's time.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. That's super inspiring, Missy. So congrats to you, Missy. I absolutely love seeing your hard work, because you show up to every class. You send your numbers in, you do the work that's necessary, and you're reaping the results. And I can't wait to see where you are a year from now, because it brings me such joy seeing people that came in, they're ready to get to work, they're ready to do the hard work, and then reap the results. So that's awesome. So thank you again for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Missy, to your continued success. I look forward to seeing you in class tomorrow. And I'll see the rest of you next Monday night, for those of you that aren't going to be on the call. All right. Take care, folks. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate you being. Talk to you. Bye-bye.